Hi guys, I'm Rick, and this is Let's Level Up. And in this series of videos, we're going to be showing you some Magic the Gathering tricks to help change your game from a novice to an intermediate level player. I myself am not a professional Magic player by any means, but I have gone through a couple tournaments now, and I have been playing for a few years. So in this series, again, we're going to take you from the basic levels of Magic to more of an intermediary, early tournament player. So I hope you enjoy. It's going to be one tip of video, so they're going to be short and sweet. As always, please like if you do, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Here's our tip. Alright, so your primary phase in Magic is devoted in between 4 different steps. There's your first main phase, your attack phase, your second main phase, and then finally the end step. Now, we're really going to be talking about the differences between the first main phase and the second main phase, and when it's okay to play creatures. So here's our scenario. Our opponent has just now played, or rather attacked us with his Marauder, dealing 2 damage since we were currently tapped out. We are currently all tapped out as far as our land goes, so we are going to begin phase with our upkeep and draw, and show you what we do when it comes time to play creatures. Alright, so let's take a look at our hand. In our hand we have 5 cards, and Heliod's Emissary is one of them. He's a 3/3 for 4 mana. We have Doomblade, an instant spell that targets non-black creature. We have another Phalanx Leader. We have a Wingsteed Rider, and we have a Lagana Band Elder. So here are our 5 spells. Now, when I was first getting into Magic, my need to play creatures when I had them was very strong, and I would tend to play out my hand before my opponents would, and I would lose the game just via attrition. I would play all my cards, and then they would still have spells to choose from, giving them the edge. So here's our tip. Rather than playing creatures and spending your mana during the first main phase, if you're not going to do something that directly relates to the combat, hold off until your second main phase. For example, I'm going to go ahead and declare attack with both my Phalanx Leader and my favorite Hoplite. My opponent's going to see that I have 2 white mana and 2 black mana available on the table. They're also going to know that I have 6 cards in my hand. So they're going to wonder, what does he have in his hand? Why isn't he playing that mana? And what could he possibly have? We know that I've got a Doomblade. Unfortunately, it's not going to affect his black Marauder. I also have a Battle-Wise Valor that I could potentially play. Even if I didn't have these 2 instant cards, and let's say all I had were creatures, or cards or sorceries that require a main phase action, my opponent doesn't know that. They don't know what I have in my hand, potentially. So I can keep them in the dark. It's kind of playing the player, not playing just your deck, right? Keep them guessing. Let them know that you could have some tricks up your sleeve. So in this case, unfortunately, they don't have any blockers. They may have had a blocker out there. Let's just say this was untapped. And right now they're looking at 4 damage. Well, maybe they want to go ahead and take the 4 damage on the chin. At this point, we can come in and we can tap 2 mana and we can play Battle-Wise Valor. And if we play it on our Phalanx Leader, he'll actually put a counter on both him and the favorite Hoplite, because that's his heroic ability. So now it just went from 4 mana to 8, because this Phalanx Leader would have been a 5 and our favorite Hoplite would have been a 2, or sorry, a 3. Again, this tip is save your mana during your first main phase till after the attack phase and that second main phase, in order for you to spend that more wisely. The more mana you have during an attack, the more cards you keep in your hand, the better chances you're going to have of being able to do a surgical strike against your enemy, and it keeps them guessing. Hope you like this tip, and as always, game on.